Location, location, location. While you're probably thinking about property or real estate, you may be surprised to know that location also matters when it comes to justice. Referred to as the geography of justice, research has found that criminal justice outcomes vary across jurisdictions. Similar instances of crime may be treated differently and have different outcomes depending on where the cases go to court. However, no Canadian research has examined these variations in superior courts where some of the most serious cases are heard. In fact, we don't even have data that allows researchers to link case characteristics to court outcomes or punishments, or to assess how this varies across jurisdictions, leaving policymakers in the dark when it comes to what's really happening in our courts. Not knowing how location and justice are related is problematic, especially if we want to ensure the principle of equal justice is not being compromised. Research that asks questions to examine what groups are affected by social justice inequalities, where and why, is needed in order to facilitate the development of legislation and policy designed to achieve equitable access to justice for all victims and perpetrators. Dr. Dawson's 5-year SSHRC-funded project exemplifies this type of research. Using a triangulated research design, this project begins to address the gaps in our understanding of the relationship between location and justice, and in doing so, advances criminal justice research in Canada. In Stage 1, 3 decades of homicide cases in Canada will be collected and coded from media reports, coroner reports, and court documents to develop a homicide database to examine court processing and outcomes based on jurisdiction and other extra-legal factors. In Stage 2, an in-depth qualitative sample of homicide cases will be examined to assess how status-linked attributions and related stereotypes shape perceptions about victims and perpetrators and lead to varying outcomes across Canadian courts. In Stage 3, online surveys and focus groups with court actors will provide stakeholders an opportunity to help explain how different factors get weighted in case processing and sentencing. If case characteristics impact punishments differentially based on court location, or if punishments depend on where a case goes to court, equal justice is not being achieved. This project represents the first step in understanding the geography of justice in Canada and what groups are affected, where, and why. Results from this study will inform policymakers about what's really happening in our courts and characterizes how SSHRC-funded research can make a difference, in this case by illuminating the broader implications of location, location, location.